Did you know? Even if you're in great shape after 70, there are still hidden traps waiting for you. Don't be too quick to think, I feel fine, I eat and sleep well, I must be healthy. The truth is, many illnesses stay quiet for a long time. And when they finally show up, it might already be a big, hard to treat problem. Today, let me share a story, one close to home, that reveals 5 often overlooked but critical details in our senior years. If you or someone you love is in their 60s or 70s, this might be just the reminder you need. I'm Susan Mitchell. I'm 68 years old. My husband, Richard, and I are both over 70 now. We thought we were still in decent shape, strong for our age. Life seemed to be going along just fine. But little things, they started piling up, and before we knew it, it felt like a mountain was pressing down on our shoulders. So I want to share our story with you. Not to scare you, but to help you or your loved ones catch the signs before things go wrong. Richard used to be a high school teacher before he retired. Always neat, always disciplined. When he turned 70, his annual checkup showed he'd lost about 6 pounds since the previous year. We brushed it off, figured it was just healthy aging. He never had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or diabetes, so we didn't worry. But then last spring, he started saying his stomach felt bloated after lunch. Sometimes it hurt so much he broke out in a cold sweat. Still, he wouldn't see a doctor. Said it was an old issue and just popped some antacids. Then one weekend, the kids came over for Sunday dinner. Richard was slicing roast beef in the kitchen when his hand suddenly began to shake badly. The slices fell all over the counter. Our daughter Emily noticed he was sweating heavily. She insisted on taking him to the ER right then. Turns out, he had a bleeding ulcer, and the doctors were worried it might be turning cancerous. Richard held my hand in that hospital bed and sighed. I just didn't want to trouble anyone, didn't think it'd be this serious. That moment changed everything for us. Your body at 70 isn't the same machine it once was. Things were down slowly. Richard walked with a spring in his step and had a booming voice. No one would have guessed something was wrong inside. But the signs were there. That weight loss, the stomach pain, needing to pee more often at night. Even how long it took him to tie his shoes. And how he needed to brace himself on his knees to stand back up. Looking back, it was all part of the puzzle. We seniors often keep things to ourselves, not wanting to worry our kids. But the more we pretend everything's fine, the more our children quietly worry. Just like Uncle Joe from our community center. He thought his knee pain was no big deal. Turned out to be fluid buildup. He needed a full knee replacement. So no matter how strong you feel, after 70, treat little changes like big news. We now weigh ourselves weekly, track small aches and changes, and talk openly with our daughter when something doesn't feel right. It's not weakness, it's responsibility. Then came the living together experiment. Last fall, Emily insisted we move in for a few weeks. Our grandson missed playing chess with his granddad, so we packed up, grabbed our Medicare cards, and settled in with them for a bit. The first week was lovely. Richard took our grandson to the park every morning for Tai Chi. I helped with breakfast. Evenings were family TV time. Emily bought us matching cozy flannel pajamas. But soon, the cracks began to show. Richard and I wake up at 6 a.m. sharp, clean up the kitchen, and head out to the farmer's market. But our kids, they sleep in on weekends. Once, I had breakfast ready at 7:30 a.m., but they didn't come down until 9. The oatmeal was cold. Richard, a tea lover, tossed his used leaves into the potted plants on the balcony. Emily's husband joked, "Hey Dad, that's going to attract bugs. Maybe let's use the compost bin instead?" He said it kindly, but Richard was upset. He didn't come out of the room for hours. The worst moment came when Richard tried to help with math homework. After 40 years teaching math, he couldn't handle our grandson counting on his fingers. He scolded him gently to use mental math. The boy burst into tears. Emily quickly said, "Dad, they teach it differently now. It's called the number bond method." That night, Richard stared out the window at the moon and whispered, "Feels like I don't even know how to be a grandpa anymore." It hit us then. Our ways, and our children's ways, they're not the same anymore. They track calories. We love gravy-soaked bread. They take 30-minute showers. We're done in 5. They scroll phones before bed. We read the paper. Small things, but day after day, they add up. Like sand in your shoes, you can't ignore it forever. After we return home, we made a new plan. Now, when they visit on weekends, we talk about our routines ahead of time. They sleep in? No problem. We fix our own breakfast. Homework? That's their job. We just play. Even choosing what to watch on TV, we take turns. Funny thing is, with more distance, we've had fewer conflicts. We've learned that parents don't always need to blend in with their kids' lives. A little formality, a little space. That's what keeps family bonds strong. The scariest wake-up call came last winter. I slipped on the porch and fractured my wrist. Surgery cost over $3,500. Richard went to pull money from savings, only to find the certificate of deposit had expired. He never renewed it, and we lost hundreds in interest. Worse, Emily had to pay the hospital deposit and nursing fees up front. When we went to repay her, we realized we'd forgotten our pins. It took hours to sort out. That moment showed us how careless we'd been about money. Many in our generation just hand over finances to our children, thinking it's all theirs eventually anyway. But that's not wise. Richard's old colleague, Frank, gave his son full control of his pension. When Frank needed money for imported medication, his son forgot to transfer funds. Frank had to stand at the pharmacy for 30 minutes, until a neighbor offered to pay. Never again. Now, we've divided our money into 3 parts. Daily expenses, stored in a simple debit account I manage. Savings, in a time deposit set to auto-renew. Richard holds the PIN, I have the account details. We check each other. Emergency funds, a separate untouched account. When our pension arrives, we pay for caregiving and utilities first. Then we plan the rest. If the kids want to buy us something, we politely decline. We cover our own costs. We also learn not to be too frugal. Last year, for Richard's birthday, our grandson gave him a smartwatch. At first, Richard didn't want to wear it, afraid of scratching it. Now, he proudly shows it off to his buddies at the park, tracking his steps and heart rate like a teenager. Emily taught us how to use mobile payment too. We were hesitant, but now, even the farmer's market accepts QR codes. Money's just paper. Knowing how to spend it wisely, that's freedom. This spring, Richard's army buddy, Tom, passed away suddenly. He used to run 5 miles every morning. Seemed healthier than Richard. Turned out, he'd been having chest pain for months, but didn't say a word, not even to his son. He had a heart attack. Gone in minutes. At the memorial, his son sobbed. Dad always said he was fine. I believed him. I never even checked his medications. That hit us hard. We'd been doing the same. Every time Emily called, we'd say we were great. But Richard wasn't sleeping well. My knees were giving me trouble. I could barely get up the stairs some days. One afternoon, Emily dropped by unannounced and caught me gripping the rail, inching down. She cried, "Mom, if you don't tell me, how can I help you?" Since then, we've made it a habit. During weekly video chats, we tell her how we really are. High blood pressure? We say so. Doctor changed our meds? We update her. Sidewalk construction makes getting out harder? We mention it. At first, we felt awkward. Didn't want to burden her. But Emily said something that stayed with me. Knowing the truth makes me feel safer, not more stressed. Now, when she visits, she checks the medicine drawer, throws out expired pills, makes sure our rugs are safe and slip-proof. So here's my message to you, friend. Don't wait for the crisis. Take care of the details now. Watch those tiny changes in health. Speak honestly with your kids. Keep your finances clear and accessible. And remember, you don't have to fit in with your grown children's lives to be loved. You've earned your independence. Keep it wisely, and you'll enjoy your golden years with dignity and joy. Yellow Heart.